Hey, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. I am your host, the Indian Cine-MANIAC, back with a out of the theater review. Well, not out of the theater, because I'm in the theater. And as you can see, once again, I am all by my lonesome. Now, that doesn't mean we still got 15 minutes, so someone could show up. One of these days, I'm going to get to watch a film with two people in it, which would be very exciting. But anyhow, I'm here to see Jaat, Sunny Deol, on the big screen. Haven't seen that before. Looking forward to it. Cooley Singh, you better give me a big thumbs up, okay? So I'll have the review later tonight once I finish watching the film. So it hasn't started yet. It's going to start shortly. Looking forward to it. And get ready for the review.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, thank you for another amazing introduction. Yes, yes, yes. It's me. I got home a little while ago and I wrote down a few thoughts about the film that I just watched, Jaat. So this is my 35 minutes out of the theater review of the film I just saw. Now I'm going to do this differently, like I do with these, because I don't want to spoil it for some of you who haven't seen it, although I'm sure most of you have, but I still don't want to spoil it. So I'm not going to do what I normally do. I'm not going to put in clips because all we have is the trailer, which I already did a reaction on. What I'm really going to do is I'm going to break this down by what I thought was good about it and what I thought wasn't so good. So let me say right up front. Oh, let me wait a minute. I got to give you a little background on it, right? Okay, so the film was directed by Gooichand Malineni. It stars Sunny Deol, and I know there's a lot of Sunny Deol fans out there. Gadar, Ghayal, blank, and you will not be disappointed if you are a Sunny Deol fan in this film. Randeep Hooda, who plays a great bad guy. He was in Kick, Sultan, Extraction. Regena, Cassandrra, who you wanted to smack around as the bad guy's wife. Vineet Kumar Singh, who was the bad guy's brother, and he's another one you want to smack around. Gangs of Wasseypur and Ugly. I think there was a song in this that was at the bad guy's birthday party. It was actually a flashback, and there was a dance number, and I believe the lead dancer was Nidhi Agarwal. Nidhi Agarwal. I think she was the cameo. I hope so. And then finally, Saiyami Kher, who played a female cop. Now, as I said, if you're a Sunny Deol fan, you're gonna really like this film. First of all, I can't believe he's 68 years old and is still able to do the things he does. So the story of this film, and I will say that one of the things that I didn't think was so good was the story. The story was, it reminded me of L2 Umperan. It had a thread of a story that was just okay. All right. But that's not why you won't want to see this movie. Well, this is masses entertaining. Masala, I think you call it. It hits just about everything. So let me tell you what I really liked about it. First of all, the first half absolutely flew by. This was not a long movie. In fact, I was shocked it had a oh, you know what I forgot to say? Oh, forgive me. I'm going to back up a little bit. As you know, when I go to these movies, I'm usually alone in the movie theater. And in my introduction, I was alone. But about 5 minutes before the film started, someone else came in the theater sitting behind me. So naturally, I struck up a conversation. And I started asking him about the film. He also just saw Good, Bad, Ugly. And I wanted to know how they compared. At the end, I wanted to know how they compared. He said they were about the same. I felt the same about him. But he wanted to know why I was there. And then I explained the whole John Talks Indian Cinema. And I started throwing out some movies, and his eyes lit up. And he was like, he was dumbfounded by it. So I asked him, I go, look, on the show, I always talk, I'm alone in these movies. They're not going to believe someone was with me. Would you mind taking a picture? So we did a selfie. Okay? Look at that. Look at that selfie right there. Right? He even waved. So it was quite an experience. So it was just him and I watching the film. Okay, so excuse me. So it starts off with the civil war in Sri Lanka, and it has a great opening scene. In fact, Sunny Deol doesn't show up in this film for about 20, almost 25 minutes. But the opening scene is great. And that's something about this film. The action scenes are phenomenal. I mean, like, and there's a lot of them. First half, especially, there's a lot of action scenes, and you get your money's worth with the action. Now, what I was saying, it's not that long a movie, but they still did a ten minute interval, which, you know, I don't really think it was necessary. And the other thing it did was, because the first half went by really fast, the second half dragged till the climax. Um, so that was one of the not so good things. But I wonder why they did an interval. Do they do an interval in every film, no matter the length? Because this wasn't a 3 hour film, so I was really surprised about that. But that's okay. So the action's fantastic. Okay. Um, Sunny Deol. I understand the love for Sunny Deol, and he is in this film an absolute presence. And it kind of reminded me, and I'm not spoiling anything, it kind of reminded me of a Western in Clint Eastwood, The Man with No Name. That's kind of who Jaat is. He, the whole thing is about all he wants is an apology for someone knocking his plate of food. That's that's a story. And he goes to each level, you know, you won't apologize, let me talk to your boss. Let me talk to your boss. That's how the whole thing starts and how he ultimately ends up confronting the bad guy, uh Renatunga. But he's virtuous. He's out for justice. He's defending women's honor. He's fantastic and absolutely carries the film. Now you got to have a good bad guy, and the bad guy in this was excellent. In fact, he's so good that when he gets, and again, I'm not spoiling anything, when he gets his comeuppance, usually it's kind of lame. This was a good. You were cheering it on when what happened to him happened. That's in the climax, which was excellent. Now his wife, who's just as bad, you wanted her to go in the worst way possible, and she kind of took the coward's way out. So I want to tell you what that was, but you can figure it out. Um, oh, his entrance. Yeah, he's got this great entrance, and it's a song. The music in this was mostly incidental. There were a couple of musical numbers, um, but one was at a birthday party, so it wasn't like it was out of the out of the ether. And at the end, they did a song during the credits that Sunny Deol actually performs. But his entrance, it was actually just a beautifully shot scene where it's a song, but everybody in the scene, and it's a long song, is in orange, no matter who it was. Right. And there's so many people. And then they go on a train. Everybody's wearing orange but him. He's wearing olive green, so he stands out. But it's just great. You see his feet first, like Sing 'em, like all these films do. But then when he stands up, he's in dark colors and everyone else is in orange. It's visually pretty striking. So I really like I great entrance. And the bad guy had a great entrance too. When he finally confronts Jot, he comes down this big long staircase at his house with this, round window behind him. A great entrance. Great entrance. What else? Oh, the it was very violent. Very violent. More so than you normally see in these films. A lot of beheading. Which, I don't know how I felt about it. I think a few of them were good. The other thing they did in this film, the bad guy is like really bad. And he's killing a lot of people, including a lot of villagers, innocents. And there's one thing at the end where a couple of villagers are murdered in cold blood, and then 5 minutes later, it's like they're completely forgotten, and we're having almost a happy ending. I didn't that wasn't so good. Um, okay, here now one of the things I and I know I want to make this clear. I really enjoyed this film. I mean, I'm so glad I saw it in the movie theater. So Cooley Singh, I know how big a Sunny Deol fan you are, and he is outstanding in this film. Absolutely, positively. But two complaints that I have, or not so good. There was too many scenes where he's completely outnumbered by a big number. And at no point did you feel like again, it reminded me of L2 Emperon. At no point did you feel like he was really in danger. Even in a scene that you think he's in danger, you know he's not. And the other thing, and I get why they do this because he's 68 years old, I just felt there was way too much of the slow motion fighting. And I think part of the reason why I feel that way is I've watched a lot of films recently, good or bad, that like Fateh, where the action is full speed. And to me, it's just so much more believable. I like a little slow motion, but every single fight was slow motion with gravity defying stuff that they do. I just thought there was too much of it. I would have liked things sped up a little bit. Now, again, I understand 68 years old. The fact that he can even do what he's doing is pretty incredible to me. But that was, that kind of, and they did something else too with him. And this is why I'm not quite sure. Like I even asked during the interval, I asked the other guy in the theater, is he a deity or is he a real person? And he said, well, what do you mean? I go, well, he's almost invulnerable. And the other thing they did, now again, this could be the movie theater, but every time he spoke, his voice had a little reverb in it. Like it was almost like amplified compared to everyone else's voice. And something else they do a flashback to a prison scene where they're explaining Jaat's background. And it's a great fight, by the way. Great fight scene. All the fight scenes were great. But his prison uniform, the number is 666, right? The devil. So, and his whole entrance is about, they're talking about no God is going to come. And then his entrance is right after they say that. So is he real? Is he a real person? Now, in the film, they tell you he is, and they tell you his real identity. But he definitely felt like a deity to me because of the stuff he was able to do, the strength that he had. He's ripping posts and super strength, and they're hitting him over the head with big clubs and rifles and all this other stuff. But he always seems to be okay. So you tell me, is he a god that came down to protect the village? I don't know. I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Um, but that was really, I think that was, yeah, I think that was, I mean, I really liked it. I mean, I walked out of there. If I was going to rate it, I'd rate it a 4, even though I had some problems with it. But again, I would say it's like SRK, right? SRK doesn't always make a great film, but you definitely probably enjoy a bad film more if he's in it. And I kind of felt that. Not again, I'm not saying this was a bad film. It wasn't. Um, and I'm glad I saw this in the movie theater. Now I want to see Good, Bad, Ugly too, because the guy said that he felt the same way about them. So I'm curious, and it's playing in the same theater too. So I am going to go see it. But I would love to know what you guys thought about it. Let me know in the comment section if you liked it. And if you agree with what I'm saying or completely disagree with it. Cooley, I'm sure, is going to totally disagree with it. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm just telling you that's my honest opinion. But I really did like it. The action was just great. Great, great. Okay, so that's it. So I hope my friend, I gave him the channel. I hope he takes a look at this because I'm gonna promote him a little bit. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and as always, please share. And that's it. Okay. That was I'm going to get this out tonight. So you guys will see it pretty soon. And we'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with either a trailer reaction, an emergency trailer reaction, a 10-ish minute review, or an out of the theater 10-ish minute review. You know what? You guys are getting a lot for your money in this channel, aren't you? Yes, You are. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will talk to you soon.